Hey guys, what's going on? It's Fury. Today's just gonna be a real short video. I had to record this as soon as I saw this because it's very exciting. Coming straight off of my high about the Hades 2 reveal at the Game Awards last night. Today, there's been an extremely compelling development concerning the eyes in Noita, the eye patterns. This development, of course, stands on the backs of champions, people who have done a lot of work over the last couple of years concerning the eyes. People like Grandpa Game Hacker, Code Warrior Zero, Lim, Taboter, Gonzo, Fury, Daquone, Potato for the Win, Namer, Marade, Muddy Cat, RMVW, Ninji, Xkeeper, etc., etc. Anyway, this post was made on the Noita Discord in the Eyes room by Cypherpunk, who was discussing the eyes with their hardware engineer friend. Anyway, I'm just going to read through the entire post as it was typed out. I'm going to start typing everything I know. Feel free to ask questions or correct me if I'm mistaken about anything. I'm just hoping to further the conversation. I've gone through the compiled info in the Google Doc a number of times, and I generally agree with the analysis there. The thing that has always bothered me was the dump of characters at the end, where each message is converted to ASCII. The fact that the frequency of characters is more or less randomly distributed would seem to imply that a key would be needed to crack the message. The thing is, I don't believe there is a key. There's way too many possibilities for what the key could be and how to apply it to the messages. I genuinely believe that the devs want this thing cracked, and if I'm right about that, it means the answer lies in how the data is permutated and/or encoded. Last night, I met with my buddy whom I used to work with. He's an expert in designing circuit boards and processing digital signals. We had a conversation about the eye glyphs, and to be clear, he knows nothing about Noita. I thought it would be an interesting topic, so I gave him the high level of what's already known. Things like, each symbol has 5 states, the messages vary in length, there's corresponding messages in West 1, East 1, and so on. I mentioned the trigrams and how many states they can express. I had very little work to do. He was following the conversation easily, and he noted that 125 states would cover the ASCII table nicely. He then blurted out, "This makes sense, PAM5. I know very little about DSP, so I asked him to explain. Here's the idea. PAM stands for pulse amplitude modulation, and it's essentially how Ethernet signals are sent. You use high and low voltages to communicate on a wire. In a PAM5 encoding, every signal has 5 states, but you don't interpret the state directly. The data is encoded in the delta between each signal state. The full range is -2 to +2, so for example, if the first voltage state is -2 and the next is +1, you've encoded a 3. The delta between those two signal states. This means that each pair of symbols would encode 2 bits of data, and it's continuous. You'd read the first and second symbol and record their delta. Then you'd measure between the second and third symbol and record their delta, and so on. He had been smiling during my initial explanation, and I asked him why. He told me it was because the strength and quality of digital signals are measured with something called eye patterns. A strong signal would be described by an engineer as an open eye. A search for PAM5 shows diagrams that look like this. Very interesting. I also found this, which looked very familiar. And yes, to those of us who have basically been living the eyes for the last couple years, this is just a very compelling development, like I said. The most compelling development we've had in a long time. So I felt compelled to just make this video real quick, get it out there, and if any of you out there know or can perhaps elaborate on this in any way, or if this piques your interest or gives you any ideas for how we can solve this puzzle, please do let us know down below in the comments. This is a puzzle we have been trying to solve in the Noita community for a long time, and we might be on the verge of finally solving it. Like Cypherpunk, if any of you watching this have friends who are experts in certain fields that might shed some more light on this, please share this with them. And if any of you watching this do not know, you can join in the discussion on the Noita community Discord in the Silma Huone room, aka the Eye room. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll probably pin a comment as well down below with a link to the Discord. Anyway, if you have anything to add, let me know. Let's go. Thanks. Have a great day. Happy noiting.